today I've got two things that I'm going to try to get done. One of which we're going to work on the window on this truck. Something happened in the crank. It won't crank up, it won't crank down. The window just free travels. I'm going to try to tear this door apart and see what I can figure out there. And then two, I'm going to see if I can get the clutch out of our SpraCoupe. We've got a 220 SpraCoupe, and the clutch is slipping pretty bad on it, and I've adjusted as far as it'll go, so I'm going to have to replace the clutch on it too. But I'm going to see if I can work on this truck and work on that coupe and see what the rest of the day brings. So this truck is a 79 C600 Ford cab over. We've had this truck now for 8 or 9 years maybe. It had a 16-foot bed on it, and I cut 2 foot of the tail end off because it stuck out so far, and where the bed and stuff hinges, when I got the grain sides on it, when you would dump it, it would get into the auger. And then two, I wanted to put a hitch on it, and I couldn't do that where it stuck back here so far. So I cut 2 foot of it off, and I fixed this right here, just a little tail bump to where I can haul hay on it. It just sits down in the standards on each side, comes up, got a pipe run across, and I just run a strap across it and hold that on. That way I don't have to tie the hay on all the time. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get into this door. Don't do much. It hadn't been bothering me too bad. It's been colder. They're starting to warm up. I don't like to have my window down. Well, what's happened, looks like the windows come out of the tracks that the window rolls up and down on. Had some cardboard stuck down in there to keep it up. So what I wound up having to do is this piece right here is the window track that the crank goes up and down. Right there is the track that the wheel guides on. This piece right here had rubber in it that gripped to the window, and where I cramped that in, I couldn't force the window back in there, so I took the rubber out, stuck that on the window, and I prized this end here open a little bit to where I could get it started at kind of an angle. Rolled the window up, and then took my strap bar, stuck up through the hole, and just tapped lightly up through there until it sealed off. So far, a little noisy, but it's always been that way. It's going up and down. So there's that one. I'm going to stick this door panel back on. This old truck, I like using it. It drives good and it don't ride too terribly bad by it being a cab over. It's got two main things that I don't like about it. Number one is it don't go. It has to be just where the center of gravity is on this front end. That's the reason why I've got that roll of corn stalks on there, is to weight this just a little bit, because when you're trying to pull this heel down here, it gets to jumping up and down and won't go. Number two is changing from second to third. If you watch any of my videos and I'm driving this truck and I grind the gear going from second to third, it's not because I can't drive. This thing, where it's cab over, to get the gear shift to the transmission, it's got to go through 4 or 5 different places to get there. It's got I don't know if you can see it or not. This right here is the gear shift in the truck. So it's got to come through this slide right here, and then it goes through a knuckle right there somewhere, right here, and then it's got to go through a shaft, and there's a universal here to go around the motor, and then there's another one back here in the back, because back there is the actual transmission. So all that is wore, and if you don't hit it just right, it'll grind. And that's one thing I hate about it. It makes me feel like I can't drive, but it's just because there's just so much slop just making that transition, because you got first and second straight behind each other, and then third and fourth is straight behind. I don't have no problem going from third to second because it bottoms out, but where reverse is all the way over and back, there's that extra room, and it's hard sometimes to find third. But anyway, that's enough ranting on that. I'm gonna go see if I can start getting this SpraCoupe tore apart. So Saturday I did get this tractor tore apart and got the clutch and things out of it. I've still got to get all my parts and things, but I did get it tore apart. And yesterday it was trying to rain. I pulled Tiffany's tractor in here and sanded her bumper off and painted it. It looks good. So now I'm going to see if I can't get the transmission out of this SpraCoupe. This SpraCoupe is a 91 220 SpraCoupe. It's got 60-foot booms. It's got a 4-cylinder Volkswagen motor in it, gas, 200-gallon tank. We've had it for 10, 11 years now, and there's several things that I need to do to it before it's time to use it, and this transmission is one thing. About midway through last year, it got to where it just about wouldn't pull itself, especially going up any kind of a grade. And I finished up last year. I've got a couple cylinders on the booms. They're leaking real bad. I need to get them off and put new seals in that. The foam marker hoses are getting dry rotted real bad and leaking, and I've patched them in a time or two and tried to tape up some spots just to get me through. That's one thing I'm going to try to do this year. But main thing now is see if I can get this transmission out. I actually think I'm going to change this right here and do something different. This is your gear shift, and to make this transmission work, it's got to rock side to side, plus push that back and forth. And sometimes it's hard to get it to change gears, partly because of this rubber. The bolts get more, and the gear shift bottoms out before it'll let you change gears. Got to get the metric wrench. So I wound up having to take the fan bracket off. That was part of what was holding the transmission. That's that piece right there. It comes up from the bell housing, comes up, and that's what supports the end of the fan. And with it still on the fan up there, it wouldn't let it tilt enough to where this would come out. But anyway, I've got everything loose except for 2 bolts in my drive shafts, which they just slip off. So I'm going to get these drive lines took off, try to get my jack and stuff set up under here, and see if I can't get it apart. maybe. Hello. Huh. Well, I've hit a snag. I thought there'd be enough room up there that this could slide back, but it ain't going to. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take this crossbar out that supports the motor, let the motor drop down a little in the rear to where this thing will slide back out of here. So I wound up having to put a jack back there on the, well, it'd actually be the front of the motor, and jack it up and twist this motor a little bit, because these motor mounts right here was the only motor mounts there was. I was thinking there was others, but anyway, let's see if that's enough to clear and get it out of here. Oh. and it ain't. So well, I may have to probably have to do something different whenever I go back to put it back in there. But it's out anyway. That's the main thing for now. So let me go get me some Allen sockets and I'll get this clutch off. Go figure. I hate metric. I hate it. I despise it. It's got dowel pins in it. Well, what I do with the screwdriver? Oh. Yep, it wore out too. As you can see there. Wore down to the rivets. So anyway, that's got that. This flywheel's got a little, you can feel just a touch of groove in it. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to get this flywheel off, and we'll see if we can't get these flywheels shaved, the one on this coupe and the one on the 172, and try to get some clutches and things for it. But anyway, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.